السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أهلا وسهلا ومرحبا بكم في لقاء متجدد من برنامج درس على الهواء. درسنا اليوم مخصص لطلبة الصف 11 مادة اللغة الإنجليزية. سنتناول اليوم مواضيع عن القراءة وطريقة حل أو أنشطة القراءة. معنا فاصل ونعود بعد قليل إن شاء الله. حياكم الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Dear students, today our lesson will be unit number 6, lesson number 2, 6D and C. First, we will start with the objectives. By the end of this lesson, students will be able to make requests. So today we are going to make requests, and then we will read about British authors, some famous British authors. Now let us start with the glossary. Here we have got some words that we are going to study during this lesson. Starting from the first one, here we have got admission, which is noun. The meaning of admission here, the amount of money that you pay to go into a building, to go into a building or to an event. So as you can see here in this picture, we have here a ticket. So you need sometimes a ticket to enter to a building, for example, to an exhibition. Here you will find it in the second one. Exhibition, it is noun. The meaning of this word is a collection of things, for example, works of arts that are shown to the public. As you can see here in the picture, you will find a group of people who are watching some posters, some drawings. Okay, now let us move to number 3. We have got here permission. It's also noun. The meaning of this word is the act of allowing somebody to do something. And here we have got example. She took a car without permission. So you know that when you take someone else's car, you should have a permission. Okay, and for students who want to be absent, they should have also a permission. Okay, let us now move to the word poster. A large notice, often with a picture on it, that is put in a public place to advertise something. We have got here this poster, and it's about coronavirus, COVID-19. So it's clear for you the meaning of the word poster right now. We have also here the word bestseller, and we have a synonym for this word, which is hit. I want you to focus on this word because we are going to use it later on. It's a product, usually a book, which is bought by large numbers of people. Okay, then we have the word author, a person who writes books. For example, we have William Shakespeare, and we will know other authors in this session, inshallah. Let's now move to this group of words. Phenomenon. It is a noun. It means a remarkable thing. For example, we have here the gravity is a natural phenomenon. To inspire. To inspire is a verb, and you will notice that we have here to. To refers to the verb, and the meaning of inspire, to give somebody the desire, confidence, or enthusiasm to do something well. For example, when someone is like Shakespeare, he's inspiring us to be better, to do well, to be very active. We have also here the word genre. It is a style of book. As you can see in the picture here, we have got a list of genres. We have got here, for example, non-fiction, poem, western, history, drama. We call all of these genres. Okay. Now let us move to the word suspense. A feeling of worry or excitement. Now we have here an example. Don't keep us in suspense. Tell us what happened. So in a story, sometimes you have this kind of suspense. You want to know more about the story. Then here we have the word charming, which is adjectives. Very pleasant and attractive. Example, a charming person. This person is a pretty, beautiful, or a charming name. Also, the name is beautiful. Okay, let us now move to the next group. We have here complex, which is adjectives, difficult to understand or complicated. And we have twist, unexpected change or development in the story or situation. Novel, it means a story long enough to fill a complete book in which the characters and events are usually imaginary. We have also here the word talented. It's an adjective. Having natural ability to do something well. When someone is talented, he is expert, he has lots of interests. Then we have here left-handed, using the left hand. She writes, for example, left-handed. Then we have the last word, theater goers, people who regularly go to theater to see plays. And we can see in the picture, I think it's clear for you, some people waiting for the play to begin. Now let us start our task. Task number 1. I want you, dear students, to open your students' book, page number 78. We have this task number 1. Read the dialogue. Which sign was in the entrance to the gallery? So before we read, I want you, before we answer the question, I want you to read this, and I will play the listening for you. Read and listen at the same time and try to find the answer. We have here 3 signs, A, B, and C, and I want you to find out which one is correct. First one, admission free, except for special exhibition. And number 2 or B, no photography or video filming except by permission. And C, we have please don't take food or drink into the exhibition rooms. Which one was in the entrance to the gallery? Now listen and try to find out.
That's not true. I like stuff that I understand, that's all.
Okay,
Can we start with the paintings?
I will play from the beginning for you.
6.4.
Thanks for coming with me, Holly. I know you don't really like art and stuff like that.
That's not true. I like stuff that I understand, that's all.
Can we start with the paintings and then look at the sculpture exhibition? Is that okay?
Yes, sure.
Oh, look at this.
I don't really get abstract art. What is it supposed to be? A house?
Maybe. Or it might be a human mind.
If it was a human mind, it wouldn't have windows.
Perhaps they're not windows.
They look like windows to me.
Well, I like it. It would be nice to get a photo of it. Do you mind holding my camera bag for a minute?
No, not at all. But are you sure you can do that? Maybe you should ask the attendant.
Okay. Excuse me, would it be all right if I took a photo of this picture?
I'm sorry, photography isn't allowed. There's a sign in the entrance.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Would you like to buy a print? There are posters and postcards in the gallery shop.
Right, thanks. So, Holly, is it all right if we go to the shop on the way out?
Yes, that's fine.
Could you tell us the price of these posters, please?
Yes, of course. The cheapest ones start at £15.
Oh. Holly, can you lend me some money? I'd really like to get a poster.
Sorry. I've only got enough for my bus fare.
OK, never mind. Could I have this postcard, please?
That's 95p. Thank you.
Okay, now you have listened to this track. Now we are going to answer the question. But dear students, I want you to focus on some of the keywords in the question. We have here the word sign, we have entrance, and we have gallery. Try to find these words in the text, or sorry, in the dialogue. I know you are clever enough to find this. You will find it quickly. Okay, so it's here. You will find this one is sign, and we have interest. Let us read it from the beginning. I am sorry, photography isn't allowed. So photography isn't allowed. That's, oh, there is a sign in the entrance. So we have got here the answer. So our answer is what? B. No photography or video filming except by permission. Now I hope you have got the right answer here. Let us move to task number 2. Same page number 78. Read the dialogue again. Answer the question. We're going to answer these 5 questions from the dialogue. Now, let us read the question together. Number 1, what kind of art does Holly like? Number 2, what does Joe ask Holly to hold? Number 3, what does Joe want to do? Number 4, what does Joe want to buy in the gallery shop? So here we have got buy and gallery shop. Number 5, what would Joe like to borrow? Now you'll have to find these keywords in the dialogue in order to answer the question. Number 1, what kind of art does Holly like? We have got here kind of art and like. So try to find this quickly, dear students, in the dialogue. So we have got here like, and we have got art. So let us read here. We will find the answer. Joe, thanks for coming with me, Holly. I know you don't really like art and stuff like that. Holly said, that's not true. I like stuff that I understand. That's all. So I like stuff that I understand. We have got here the answer for question number 1. Moving to number 2. What does Joe ask Holly to hold? Try to find out this word, which is hold. Try to find it in this dialogue. We have got here the word holding. Okay. Let us read it from the beginning. Do you mind holding my camera bag for a minute? So the answer here is what? Camera bag. We have got here number 2. Okay. Let's now move to number 3. What does Joe want to do? So let us now see the answer. After answer number 2, we have got here. We have got do. Okay, excuse me. Would it be all right if I took a photo of this picture? So I took a photo of this picture. The attendant said, I'm sorry, photography isn't allowed. So what does Joe want to do? He wants to take a photo. Here we have got number 3. Let's now move to number 4. What does Joe want to buy in the gallery shop? We have the word buy, we have gallery shop. We want to find this out here. Try to find these words or phrases. And we have got here something related to, we have got shop, we have got here price, and let us now read this. Joe, right, thanks. So Holly, is it all right if we go to the shop? Okay, Then we have got here in the second one, could you tell us the price of these postcards? So what does Joe want to buy in the gallery shop? He wants to buy postcard. Here we have got number 4. Let's move to the last one. What would Joe like to borrow? We'll try to find a word which is similar to the word borrow. We have got here the word lend. Okay, borrow is taking and lend is the opposite, which is giving. So, oh Holly, can you lend me some money? So I think the right answer here is what? Some money. Now let us check our answers. Number 1, what kind of art does Holly like? The answer here, art she can understand. Yes, you have got this. It is correct. Number 2, his camera bag. What does Joe ask Holly to hold? The right answer was his camera bag. Good students. Number 3, what does Joe want to do? And in number 3 here, to take a photo of a picture. Yes, it's correct. Number 4, what does Joe want to buy in the gallery shop? And we find here posters, and it is the right answer. And number 5, what would Joe like to borrow? Number 5, some money, £15 to buy a poster. I think we have got all of them correct. Well done, students. Let us now move to the next task, which is task number 3, page number 71. Okay, open your page. Number 3, find the useful expression in the dialogue. Write the function 1 to 3. We have got here 3 functions, and we have got gaps A to C. We need to complete or to fill them. But before this, we need to find some useful expression in the dialogue related to the 3 functions. We have asking someone to do something, responding, and making a request. Let's see some example in the dialogue. We'll see here from the beginning. We have got let us see some of other see here, maybe you should ask the attendant. And we have got here, would it be all right if we take a photo of this picture? And also here with the attendant, would you like to buy a print? Also we have, could you tell us the price of this poster, please? And here we have responding, yes, of course. Could I have this postcard, please? Or please. So we have got here some useful expression. We will see now. Try to complete this together. A, can we start with paintings? We have got here, can we start with painting? Would it be all right if I took a photo? Is it all right if we go to the shop? And finally, could I have this postcard, please? So which one is this? Is it asking someone to do something, or responding to a request, or making a request? We are making here a request, so we have got here number, or making a request, which is number 3. Let's now move to B. Do you mind holding my camera bag? This is the first one. Could you tell us the price of this poster, please? Can you lend me some money? So we will focus that there is you here, and as if you are asking someone else. So our answer here is number 1. Let us see, number 1. Asking someone to do something. And finally, we have got what? Responding to a request. I hope it was clear for you. Now let us move to this question, task number 1. I want you to open your workbook, page number 66. Here is a short question about what? About how to make a question using modal verbs. What are the modal verbs first? We have got here can, could, should, will, would, may, might. We have got here shall, ought to, must, have to, and had better. Okay, we have got all of these which are models, but today we are going to use some of them. We will use can, would, and could. Okay, now let us move to the rule here on the right. Rule for making question. When we are making a yes-no question, we put the modal verb at the beginning of a sentence. Let us see example. I may visit you tomorrow. When we make a question, we exchange may with the modal verb with the pronoun. We have got here I may visit you tomorrow, and when you exchange it, you write may I visit you tomorrow, and don't forget to write the question mark. So I want you to follow this when you are answering the question. Number 1, put the words in the correct order to make requests. So we are going to make requests. So dear students, before you answer this question in your workbook, I want you to bring a notebook and try to answer it by yourself. Then copy your answer when it is correct. Okay. Number 1. Number 1, we have here we, museum, go, the, today, to, national, and can. I want you to put them and to form a question. We'll start first, as we see in the rule. We will start with what? We will start with the modal verb. Where is the modal verb here? We have got the modal verb can. So this is number 1. Okay. Then we have what? Then we have the pronoun can we. Number 2, we. Can we? Then we need the main verb in the sentence. Then we complete the rest of the sentence. Can we go? Number 4, to. Number 5, the National Museum. And today is number 8. Let's see the answer. Can we go to the National Museum today? Now I'll give you some time to answer number 2. Try to answer number 2 yourself. Okay, dear student, think about it. I think you will be able to figure out and to find the answer yourself. Okay, let's now see. First of all, we should start with the verb. We have got here do, number 1, do. Then pronoun you. Do you mind? Okay. Do you mind? Then after do you mind, we usually use verb plus ing. So we have got here waiting. Do you mind waiting outside for a moment? Do you mind waiting outside for a moment? Let's now see the right answer. Do you mind waiting outside for a moment? Now number 3, I want you to do it by yourself. Number 3, we have, where is the modal verb? We have got here the modal verb, which is would. Would it be all right if, okay, if we, number 7, we ate our sandwiches here? This is number 11. Let's now see the answer. Would it be all right if we ate our sandwiches here? Now move to number 4. Where is the verb? We have here is. So the first one here we have got is. Then is it. Number 3, all right. And you will figure that we have this question in the dialogue, you can make use of that. Is it all right if, number 5, I, number 6, and sit down? Let's now see the answer. Is it all right if I sit down? And don't forget to write the question, okay, the question mark. Number 5, we have here the modal verb. Number 1, could. Okay, could you? Number 2, hold. Number 3, my. Number 4, rucksack. Number 5, could you hold my rucksack? Sorry. So we have got here my number. So could you hold my number 4? Could you hold my rucksack for number 6? And here we have got the last one is me. Could you hold my rucksack for me? Before I show the answer, I want to show you something here. What is the meaning of rucksack? We call it rucksack, and sometimes we call it backpack, a bag that you carry on your back, made of strong material and often used by people who go climbing or walking. And here we have got the picture that will show you what I mean by a rucksack. Okay, now let us have the answer. Could you hold my rucksack for me? Okay, now let's move to number 6. Again, we have here could, then I. Could I take, or we don't have here take, we have could I have a look, okay, at those ceramic pots, please? So we have got number 10. Let's now see the answer. Could I have a look at those ceramic pots, please? And finally here, number 7, we'll start with can again. Can you take a photo? Can you take a photo of me? Can you take a photo of me? Let's see the answer. Can you take a photo of me? So by this, I hope you have got an idea of how to make a request. And we have here an example. Let's move to another task, which is page number 80. Open your student's book. Let's go back to the student's book, page number 80, task number 2. In number 2, you have to read about some best-selling British authors who write the names of authors. We have to write some names. We have got here from 1 to 3. In number 1, you should write the name of the author who wrote books for older children. So I want you to focus on this phrase, older children. Number 2, famous for their plays. We have got 2 authors who are famous for their plays. And finally, number 3, we have got novels. He or she wrote novels with a surprise ending. So you have to find these keywords in the text in order to answer this task, to find the name of the authors. Before we start, I want to show you the 3 authors. We have got here first William Shakespeare, then we have got Agatha Christie, and finally we have got Enid Blyton. Now listen and read at the same time and try to find the answer for the question.
Bestsellers are not simply a modern-day publishing phenomenon. There have always been books that were instantly popular. The #1 best-selling British author of all time is William Shakespeare. His plays and poetry have sold an estimated 4 billion copies. Shakespeare's early plays were comedies and histories, but he later wrote tragedies such as Hamlet, Macbeth and Othello. His plays were performed on stage in London and much later also in his birthplace, Stratford-upon-Avon. During the 19th century, Shakespeare became hugely popular with readers as well as theatre-goers. The Victorians loved his work, and sales of his plays and poems shot up. Nowadays, Shakespeare's plays are studied and performed in schools and theatres all over the world. In equal first place is Agatha Christie. She wrote a total of 85 novels, short stories and plays before she died in 1976. Her most famous books are her detective stories, featuring Hercule Poirot or Miss Marple. This style of writing has inspired a new genre of thrillers written around a central character, usually an aging detective. Christie's books have been translated into at least 103 languages, and many of them were made into films and TV series. Her stories are known for their tight suspense and complex plots, usually with a clever twist at the end. Next on our list is children's writer Enid Blyton. She has sold over 600 million copies of her children's stories and novels. Like Agatha Christie, her books were so successful that they have been made into TV programmes and films and translated into many languages. Her tales of characters such as Noddy appeal to young children all over the world. Her books about the Secret Seven and the Famous Five are still a hit with young teenagers today. The books are about young people who have a great time solving mysteries.
So now you have read the text, and I hope you enjoy reading it. Now let us do the task together. Number one, you have to find the author who was interested or who wrote for older children. Let's now see and try to find the answer quickly. And as a help, I will tell you that it is in the last one. You will find it here. You will find young teenagers. We have got here and we have young people. So we have got here number one, Enid Blyton. This is number one. Now let's see number two. They are famous for their what? For their plays. We have got here with William Shakespeare plays. His plays and poetry have sold. And also we have got here with Agatha Christie plays, short stories and plays. So, and we don't have this with Enid Blyton. So we'll find here number one is number two, sorry. We have got William Shakespeare and Agatha Christie. The last one here we have got wrote novels with surprise ending, and if you notice you will find this with Agatha Christie in the last paragraph of this about this writer. We have got here her stories are known for their tight suspense, complex plots, and usually with a clever twist at the end. So we have got here the right answer. So Agatha is also number three. Let's see our answer together. Number one, Enid Blyton. So you are correct. Now, Enid Blyton. Number two, we have Shakespeare and Agatha Christie. We have got Shakespeare and Agatha Christie. And for number three, we have Agatha Christie as the right answer. I hope you have got all the answer correct. Let's move to the next task. We have got here, you have to find one or two more words or expressions with the similar meanings to each of these words. We have got here three words. We have books, we have types, and we have bestseller. Now you have to read again, but now you have to scan the text to try to find a word which are similar to the word books, type, and bestseller. I think the word books is easy for you to find out, and as a help for you But at the beginning of this lesson, we have got the glossary, and we have a word which is similar to the word type. Okay, which is what? It is in the same text about Agatha Christie. You will find it here, genre. So we have got for number 2 type, which the answer is genre, which has the same meaning. And then we have bestseller. Also we have this one in the glossary, or when we introduce the new vocabulary today. And you will find it in the 3rd text about Enid Blyton. Try to find it. It's a word with 3 letters. The first one starts with H. So we have got here hit. Okay, at the middle of this text we have got hit. Let us check our answer. We have got bestseller. It has the same meaning as hit. Okay, now we have completed this task. I hope you understand what to do. Now let's move to a grammar rule. Moving from the reading tasks to the grammar rule. We will focus here on cause and consequence. What is the meaning of cause? What is the meaning of consequence? Let us see. Cause, the reason why something, especially something bad happens. This is the cause. Okay? And consequence, we have got a result of a particular action or situation. So we have got for the cause reasons, and for the consequence we have what? We have result. Okay, so we have reasons and result. And sometimes for the word consequence we can say effect. Okay. Now when we write a sentence and we want to explain causes or cause, we use because as a conjunction plus what? Clause. Clause can be a sentence or part of a sentence. Now let's see example. We were late because there was a lot of traffic. And also we can use because of, due to, plus noun phrase. Let's see example. We were late because of heavy traffic. Heavy traffic is a noun phrase. We use here because of. And you will notice that we have got a noun phrase, not a clause after because of and due to. We can also say we were late due to the heavy traffic. Explaining consequence. Now we have finished from causes. Let us move to consequence. We use the conjunction here, so plus clause. Let's see example. There was a lot of traffic, so we were late. Okay. Here we have got the first one, this one in the middle between 2 sentences, and notice that we have comma before so. And here you can write it also in a separate sentence. There was a lot of traffic on the road that morning, so instead of arriving in plenty of time, I arrived 10 minutes late. I want to say that we use so both in formal and informal writing. But for formal writing, we mostly use as a result, consequently, therefore, plus clause. See example. There was a lot of traffic. As a result, we arrived late. There was a lot of traffic. Consequently, we arrived late. There was a lot of traffic. Therefore, we arrived late. And also we can use therefore at the middle between 2 sentences. There was a lot of traffic. Therefore, we arrived late. Now we have this quiz. I want you to answer it together with me. Fill in the missing cause and effect conjunctions. You will find them here. We have so, therefore, consequently, due to, and because. We are going to fill in the blank. And dear students, I want you to try to answer this question before I answered myself. They traveled to India. They wanted to try traditional Indian food. So have we got here the causes or effect? We have got causes. So you have to use due to or because. One of them. Which one we can use it here? Remember that after because we use complete sentence or a clause, and after due to we use we should have noun phrase. Do we have here noun phrase? No. So first one is because. They traveled to India because they wanted to try traditional Indian food. Number 2. We were very hungry. We ordered pizza. Do we have here cause or effect? We have effect or consequence. Which one is used for consequence? We have so, therefore, and consequently. So we use here the word so. We were very hungry, so we ordered pizza. And number 3, he wanted to buy a new house. He started saving up his money. Also, we have here effect. Okay, so we can use therefore or consequently. We'll use therefore here. Number 4, there's a lot of traffic today. The upcoming holiday. You will notice there we have got, first of all, we have got here causes. And the upcoming holiday is what? Noun phrase. So the best one is for it is due to. And finally, we will use here consequently. Now let us move to task number 5. Dear students, open your student's book, page number 80. Task number 5. Read the first sentence, complete the second sentence with so that it gives the same information. Number 1. It was such a successful novel that other writers copied it. Can we write this in another way? We need to paraphrase the sentence. The novel was that other writers copied it. Okay, I will give you a hint here. We can use the word so. I think you are clever enough to answer this, dear students. The novel was so successful that the other writer copied it. Number 2. A studio made the book into a film. The book into a film. Now here we have to use the past passive. Do you remember how to make past passive, dear students? Yes, we use was plus was or were plus past participle. So what is the past participle of the word made? The same, made, make, made, made. And the book is a singular, so are you going to use was or were? We're going to use was. Let's now see the answer. The book was made into a film. Number 3. Detective became popular as a result of Poirot success. Now you have to write here something to or paraphrase this sentence in order to make another sentence, and it should have the same meaning. Detectives became popular as a result of Poirot success. So what do you think? Poirot success, detectives become popular. We have here cause, and we have got here noun phrase. So what is the best thing to use here? I think you remember from the previous question, we have got here a due to. Okay? The last question, we are going to do today is about art and English. Write down 3 things you know about Leonardo da Vinci from reading the text on page number 77. Read the text below and see if these things are mentioned. We have got here, I brought some example from the previous text. We want to see whether it is here or not. Leonardo da Vinci was born in 1452 in Italy. We have got here the answer. It is the same. Number 2, he was one of the world's most well-known geniuses in both arts and science. And we can find this here. He was incredibly talented in many areas, both in art and science. And finally, Da Vinci was trained in drawing, painting, and sculpting. And you will find here he was great painters and also drawer. He was good at drawing and was also excellent as a sculptor yes. Task number 2, page number 81. Read the text again, underline other things you find out about Da Vinci. So what I found in this text, more than the things that I brought to you from the previous text, Da Vinci was a perfect example of Renaissance man. Renaissance man or Renaissance means the revival of European art and literature under the influence of classical model in the 14th and 16th century. So Leonardo da Vinci was a good example of, he was writers and he has many interests, so they call him Renaissance man. He was obsessed with bird. We can find here he was obsessed with bird and flight. He used to buy birds in cages and release them. Okay. And finally, Da Vinci wrote his note in code and in right to left mirror writing. You will find here at the bottom. Another suggestion was, since he was left-handed, it was easier. Okay. But we will probably never know why he put his notes in codes and in right to left mirror. This is the end of my lesson. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed reading the text, and thank you very much, and see you next time, inshallah. Goodbye.